I got chills, they're multiplying, and I'm producing lots of solid oxygen. Oh dear, I think it's a bit too cold. Hi guys, welcome back to episode 7. This episode is going to be focusing on creating some water cooling systems. As at the moment, we are getting rather low on clean, cool water. So before I can get on with that, we need to make a number of adjustments to the whole base because food is becoming a serious problem. If I try and do something else and ignore the food, I have a few issues. So what I'm going to do, I've already made some slight modifications to this area. If you remember the last episode, we piped in some water down along here through the gas permeable tiles. That created a warm patch either side. So I switched that off so that no more heat is coming through here, and I've replaced all the tiles. So that temperature is now a cool 15 degrees. It was over 24 degrees-ish around here. It was this sort of temperature. So that was causing us a few little issues here. The other side of the coin was with having the doors open both sides and dupes running through constantly, we were losing pressure quite substantially. So we've closed off this top section totally, and I've brought these vents that were up here down into here. I've actually rerouted the hydrogen, so the hydrogen runs across the top, down and over, and then we have pure air coming in through here and from there. So let's just show you what that looks like. So slight modification to that, and that way it allows us, let me just take that off again, to seal off this area and get the gas pressure up, which means that these brittle blossom fruits will actually grow better. Also, one thing to try and keep on top of stress was to give the guys somewhere to eat. So I'm creating this little area down here so that after they've picked up the food, they can go and eat it down here, and then they can go off and do their jobs. I need to sort out some cleaning stations as well, possibly in here, so that they can wash their hands, etc. But once I get some chlorine, that'll do for later. I've had to play around with the priorities of these fertilizer makers, because that thing seems to be one of the biggest issues I was facing. Let's just play it again. So if we look at priority levels here, they're all 7s now. They were 5s, and I've disabled these bio distilleries, and I've also, because power is such an important commodity at this moment in time, I have disconnected, that's the word I'm looking for, all these doors. I don't really want this battery used to actually open doors when they'll open up normally, and I'm happy with the speed that it'll do there. And the same on this side. I've got a real problem with this coal generator. It does not always receive the coal when you expect it to be delivered. It can be out for a number of cycles, and I mean quite a number of cycles, before they actually deliver any coal. So I've had to put an extra connection in between here. I think you might have just seen it. Just there, yes, the whole circuit's flashing like nobody's business because we've got too much on it. But it's a case of it's still working. There's no real problems. I think realistically, I should also disconnect it here as well, so these doors aren't drawing any current. So that will reduce it slightly. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Also, I'm going to be creating a hydrogen bubbler after we've done this, and I'm going to start strip mining this whole section. I want to be able to have all my water and then a hydrogen bubbler in the middle here, and we'll go through it in greater detail in a short while. But otherwise, there'll be a number of different things. Also, I'm blocking off this section here because at the moment, until the hydrogen bubbler is sorted out, I don't want any of this heat generated from this water to actually come down into the area where I'm trying to work. And I also want to only as a last resort start using this water again to provide water for these electrolyzers. If I run out of water at any time, then that's what we'll have to do. So okay, so that's what the plan is. I'm going to be 2 moments and we'll be right back. Okay guys, welcome back. That was a very brief break. We've done a lot of work in the last number of cycles. We've finished off our cots and got a bit more work of arts. We've got some healing equipment in place so that we can sort out any issues with our dupes. We've closed off the top of the base so that we're able to maintain pressure, because we're about 2,000 grams here, whereas we're about 200 above it. We've also been strip mining because I've needed the wolframide for the hydrogen bubbler that we've been talking about, so that's been going on up here. We need to just put in very quickly an additional fertilizer maker here, because we are really starting to struggle with the plants, so that we can actually maintain a decent quantity of fertilizer to them. So let's just quickly do this and then we'll carry on showing what else we've done. Right, so that's done. Let's just set it all to 9 so they can actually get on with that. And we've also put rationing boxes down here, and these are being maintained at minus 20 odd to 30 odd degrees regularly. That's not too bad. I think I'll put a few more in as well, get a few more weezeworts sorted out for that. Another big change is I've put this insulated tile in here, because what we had found previously when we actually pumped warm water through this area here, that's why we changed it to solid bricks, was everything heated up. So I thought, let's just move it out of the way further through insulated tiles, so everything's fully insulated before coming in here. So that will make a big difference when we start pumping in the water. So what else have we got going on? So we've actually closed this off, so that is now bubbling away quite well, and our guys have been extremely busy in strip mining and creating this hydrogen bubbler that I have seen on a Sky Storm video. Unfortunately it's gone down now, but it was a case of he had a brainwave, came up with it, but it wasn't an original one. So due to a load of haters making comments, etc., as he's put it in one of his other videos, he's taken it down to stop the abuse. Now, I'm never a great fan of that at all. So let me just talk you through what the actual process is here. So we have got a number of gas valves that are made out of wolframide, and then we are using a granite pipe to connect everything. So all the pipe work in here is granite, because it's the most thermally conductive material that you can use for pipes. If we quickly look at our gas plumbing overlay, we've got the hydrogen coming in through the top through a thermoregulator. That then just goes straight down to the bottom, and then it will, when I finish doing that, it will circulate back up and then through each of these valves in an orderly manner. Each time these valves will be set to 500 grams flow rate. So let's just, there we go. So that'll be set to around 500 grams, and every single one will need to be set to that, just so it reduces it down, and then you'll actually maintain the temperature being dispersed into this area. So that's that sort of process. It goes right round and then back on itself here. Now, at the moment, what I find out later on is these pipes, because I have problems with the cold generator, these pipes start warming up, so these will get encased later on as well. Now, we've only got normal gas vents here, so all that is doing is going to have a little pump here with a filter switch that only pumps in polluted oxygen, so that we're able to collect everything that's around them and turn that into liquid oxygen. Now, it has worked. I've seen it working. And also, as you can see, everything that's left to be finished off. It's going to take some time to do it. We've also been strip mining down the bottom here because this water level will get up here very quickly and very easily because there's a lot of water around that will need to come down. And also these geysers will give off a lot of water. I think it's every cycle they will dispense. So I need to sort out a route for that water to trickle down so it cools down before dripping into this bottom area. But also the idea is that this liquid pump will pump or drop the liquid oxygen down into the area as well, and I'll have my water pump that will be transporting the water into here, situated down here. Depending on how quickly this actually fills up with dirty water and clean water, I might need to look at potentially way of cleaning the water, so filtering it and then putting it back down in here and just let that pump deal with it. So that's the process. You can't really do much until you actually see this up and running, so bear with 1 second and we'll pick it up again. Okay guys, we're back after a number of additional cycles. We have managed to do quite a bit, I think. So if we go back over here and we come down, we can see we've got a fully functioning hydrogen bubble. So how does this really work? So if we just start with by going on to the gas overlay, we can see that we have got, let me just pause it for a moment, we have got our hydrogen coming in from our oxygenizer over here, or the electrolyzers and the pumps and everything else. So this hydrogen's coming in, and then we've got it going through a thermoregulator. So that thermoregulator will reduce the temperature by about 10 degrees. So we're looking at, let's see whether it's going to tell me what this is. Okay, hydrogen at 17.2. So it comes through, and what is coming through out now? Insulated gas content hydrogen at minus 8.6. So every time it goes through there, it reduces its temperature down. Now, we need to get this whole system filled so that it works correctly. So it'll take some time for that to happen. We've also got a pump. Actually, do you know what? We can turn this pump off, actually. Let's disable this one. Oh. Disable building. We don't need that running just yet. And let's go back to there. So once this gets to, I think it's minus 230 degrees, then we will just recirculate the air, because after, I think it's about 250, I think it is, where it will actually solidify in the pipes, and we don't really want that. So that will continue pumping around and going through. Each of these valves are also set to, let me just pull off there, to a flow of 500 grams. So that is also to help reduce the rates through it, and with each of these valves being of wolframide, they have that thermal conductivity of 15. So I've clicked on the pipe there, let's go to the valve. Yeah, thermal conductivity of 15. So those valves and those pipes will just let that heat just extend out from the actual gas. So we need to, if we can, get additional hydrogen into this area quite quickly, because we really could do with that filled up as quick as possible. Now, how much have we got here? Now, we don't really have a great deal of hydrogen. We've been burning it up over here for so long. So we're going to leave that running on its own, and we'll come back to it shortly. But what we've also done down the bottom here is we've dug this out in preparation. So I'm just trying to collect the rest of this and put mesh tiles all the way across. The idea there then is so that I can actually strip mine everything above and also this water system here. and then we can actually introduce the warm water from here, and that can all just fall all the way down to the bottom and fill this area. Now the problem is, it will, if I open up everything above there, it will go above this level, and it'll go probably about to here. So what I'm aiming to do as well is to start strip mining this area out as well, so that we can have so the whole area can eventually be managed. We've got this little cool area here, this ice biome with a few weezeworts in this. We'll dig those out and retrieve all that. And have we got any wolframide in here? No, it's just all granite. So I might just open that up, and actually, do you know what? That's probably what I'll do instead of doing this area first, is I'll probably open this up first, so that all this water can come in here. That's quite a lot of water there, and that should keep us going for quite a while. So I think that's how I'll actually do it. Welcome back. We've gone on a number of cycles, and mainly just so that we can actually get this hydrogen bubbler working properly, and it finally is. We've got, let's have a look. We've got our, just pause this for a second. The content's 4 degrees. Okay, maybe not that one. 140 degrees below, minus 220, 200 odd, 200 odd. Okay, so we still haven't got it down to the temperature we need. However, we have got the polluted oxygen being turned into oxygen. So we have got quite a bit that's just being pumped out straight into this area here. Now, as you can see, I already am now having problems with my water levels. I'm doing two things to try and rectify this little issue. First of all, I'm chucking in a load of water purifiers so that they can actually just start cleaning this water up, so it's actually clean water, so that that will even itself out. But then also I've got I need to do something about the actual water levels, because at the moment the pumps aren't working that well, because I keep losing power, and that was primarily down to building these water purifiers. I didn't have enough people here that would actually do that job at the same time. So it looks like these things are actually working now, so they're going to be dropping clean water in as well. So that will actually help. We can have a look at what the temperature is like at the moment. So we are talking about 32 degrees at this moment in time in this area, and if we go directly underneath where the liquid oxygen is being put out, we're down to 29. So it is actually coming out, and it is working slowly. It will take some time to actually cool this whole area down, but at the moment, until this is actually fully operational and not having to go through a thermal regulator, we can only just wait for it to continue working. But that is looking sweet, absolutely sweet. We just go back to here. No, go back to here. So 220 degrees, 219, 219. I think it's about 230 where we need to actually get it. So another couple of routes through the actual thermoregulator, as long as we've got enough power, should work a treat. So we'll leave it there. If you've liked what you've seen, give us a thumbs up, hit the subscribe to see more, and next time we'll see what we can achieve with cooling our base, because we've now got oxygen working properly. Yeah, we'll see you next time. Murphy out.